Hey, good morning on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to give you directions for the 23rd and the 24th here in a second. Just a couple of general reminders for everybody in my class. Let's make sure that you're keeping up with the backyard science. Everything is tucked in the first folder labeled backyard science. There are a few of you that have not given me the flu vaccine, backyard science, on week 1. If you are one of those few, I need that as soon as possible. I need to close that out. For everybody else, you're on week 2 right now. That's due Friday the 25th. That's this Friday, of Why Leaves Change Color. Let's make sure that is done, and that's work in progress throughout this week as well. All right, enough about backyard science. You always know that you have that. Okay, second reminder, okay, believe it or not, I do have a few of you, for whatever reasons, I knew there were some computer glitches on Friday when I opened up the test. So this was last Friday, the 17th. Here's a test. Make sure that that is done, okay? I don't want this to be hanging on for any more than 1 week afterwards. These should be done on the dates that they are due, okay? Those are my assessments. So let's make sure that that is done. So if you're somebody that still needs to do that, get it done. Let's go. Okay, on to the new stuff. All right, so I'm going to open up tomorrow's thing, okay, which is going to be Wednesday and Thursday. So here are all of the directions for Wednesday and Thursday for the 23rd and the 24th. So first thing you're going to do, if you're watching me, then you've already done it. Here's your Wednesday, Thursday directions. Make sure you watch this in its entirety. Pause me at any time, re-watch so you know exactly what you're doing on what day you're doing it. All right, first thing, let's break it down into groups. Okay, so it's Wednesday morning and you're a gold kid. All right, if you're a gold kid and you're at home on Wednesday, what I need you to do is I need you to do the bell ringer and the hummingbird feeder experiment. Okay, so that's what you are going to do on Wednesday when you're home. Let's take a look and see what that experiment entails. All right, so when you get into this bell ringer, which is entitled More Practice or on Variables and Controls, you are going to have a Google Doc. Okay, you need to fill that out. It's just like we did in class. It'll have 3 experiments, okay? You're gonna have to identify the hypothesis, what the control is, what the constants are, and what the variable is on 3 experiments, okay? Now, the other thing I did with this sheet is I gave you all the answers right here. It's a video guide of me going over that sheet. So do your best on this and then video check it with this and compare your answers. After you video check it, you're done. So again, here's the worksheet right here. Fill that out the best you can and then video check it with my guide. I'll give you all the answers and I'll explain everything to you. It's all in that folder right there. The other thing that you're going to do is this hummingbird feeder experiment. The hummingbird feeder experiment is going to get you guys into experimental design. So let's talk about this briefly. All right, so I show you 2 hummingbird feeders right here. Here's the one that I have a lot of experience with right here, but I do notice that these days that the hummingbird feeder companies are making them a little different way, and they look like this. The background says that the feeder on the left is the feeder I've been using for years. It works well, but I want to know if this hummingbird feeder works any better. That's a little bit of background information. Here comes the experiment design. You're going to state the problem. Get into Google and do a little research. Are there some hummingbird feeders that work better than others? Spend no more than 5 minutes maximum, looking to see if there is a big difference between hummingbird feeders or not. Then the big part of this experiment is to plan the experiment. So you're going to tell me, what are you going to do with these 2 hummingbird feeders? How many of them are you going to use? How are you going to set them up? How are you going to collect data? So give me a couple of steps of how you would plan an experiment. So you're a novice at this, you're a beginner. So try to think of the basics of an experiment, all right? Maybe include a control. Maybe how many trials are you going to use, or how many hummingbird feeders you're going to set, and then how are you going to get the data? Just a few basic things. Okay, now that's what the gold kids are doing on Wednesday. Blue kids, You guys flip-flop it. You'll have me on Wednesday, so blue kids, when you get home on Thursday, and I don't have you then you're gonna do the bell ringer and the hummingbird feeder experiment. All right, now if you're a blue or if you're a gold kid, you guys can pretty much stop watching this video now, because what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna explain the 4 experiments, partner activity, to anybody who's just purely remote. The reason why you won't have to watch the rest of this after I'm done here is you're going to do all of this in class with me. All right, so you guys, I'll see you later. Okay, now, anybody who's all fully remote, you're going to do the 4 experiments partner activity. So let's get you into that. So when you guys do this experiment, you're gonna have a worksheet right here. It's a Google Doc that you're gonna be able to write in and submit to me when you're done. In that Google Doc, you're gonna find a spreadsheet. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch 4 experiments. Experiment 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're videos. They're videos of me doing experiments. And at the end, you're gonna watch that experiment, get into the doc, and you're gonna type in, what was the control in the experiment? Which group? Just explain that to me. What was the variable that I was testing in the experiment in the video? What are some constants? Those are all the things that I have to leave the same. Remember, you only really want to change one variable at a time. So there's lots of things that I have to do the same. Okay, so what are the things that have to be constant? Some of the videos are not perfect. They're built that way and made that way intentionally at some times. So were there any mistakes in the experiment? And then if you were to do this experiment, or I were to do this experiment 2 or 3 times, what might be some things that I could improve upon in the experiment? Okay, you're gonna have 4 videos, fill in this worksheet all the way through on each experiment. All right. I'll give you a little, open up the folder so you can see it all at once. So here's the worksheet, and then watch experiment 1. This is compost versus dirt. I'm gonna be growing some seeds in that one. Experiment 1 and 2 is on why meat rots in different conditions differently. There's a yeast experiment in 3, and then there's an acid versus base experiment number 4. So watch the videos. Oh, I'm taking out the purple cabbage juice one. Experiment 4 will just be on acids and bases, so I'll fix that in a little bit. All right, so good luck to you guys. Any questions? Keep sending me messages or see me after school at 2:30, and I'll try my best to make sure everybody's clear and on the right track. All right, we'll see you.